comment, and subscribe.
Remember when Riot made a post a couple weeks ago and people got upset because they thought Riot was basically saying they're not going to do VGUs anymore, which is not what Riot was saying, but there's a little bit of like a clarity issue with the post and people got like rightfully upset. They thought, it's your job to make VGUs and stuff. And then furthermore, do you remember when people like constantly would get upset about the models in Wild Rift looking a lot better than the models in a game that was made, and some champions at least were made 10 years ago? Yeah, of course the models in the game released in 2020 are going to look better, but people were like, well, why can't you port those models to the PC version, etc., etc. Well, now we get to art and stability updates, or ASUs, and we're going to read the post first and then discuss it. But basically, League's personalization team, aka the crew that works on skins, events, and other cosmetics, have started working on a new type of champion art date called art and stability updates, or ASU. The goal of ASUs is to help bring some of League's older champions up to our modern quality standards, fix older technical issues, and make it easier for new skins for those champions in the future. And just brief note, like this used to be a thing with like Zac and some champions too, where they would say, there's certain champions on we might update these champions, so we don't want to make new skins and then have to update those new skins as well. Well, if we just wait, update the champion, and then make the skin, it's easier. At least that's what they would say, right? Udyr comes to mind. He's going to rework, for a matter of fact. And there's other champions that we could talk about as well. But anyways, an ASU is a visual refresh that allows us to bring a champion closer to modern expectations, or sometimes better match their representation in other areas of our IP. As such, these updates won't heavily reimagine a champion's lore or have any changes to their gameplay, which you'd normally see in a full VGU. With ASUs, we can fix certain elements of older champions that you've given us feedback on over the years, like broken necks and wrists, outdated animations, gameplay clarity improvements, outdated outfits and VO, etc. Also, ASUs are in addition to full VGUs, which the champion team will continue doing as usual. With ASUs, our goal is to update the most critical elements of some of our older champions. That way, we're brought up to our current art and visual standards. This means that the base champion and the oldest skins for that champion will likely undergo the most change, and more recent skins or legendaries are less likely to be updated. We hope that by introducing ASUs, we can modernize some of your favorite champions and lay a better foundation for future skins. You can expect to see our first ASU launch later this year. Now, I think, for example, Caitlyn, with how Arcane is coming and stuff, but also how Caitlyn and just a lot of cinematics and stuff has kind of had a bit of a change, right? Like, she was always considered, and if we go to like her old Wikipedia page, let's see if I can bring that up real quick. Hold on. Let's see if we can go to her old Wikia page. Well, first and foremost, right, like this is how Caitlyn looks in game versus the cinematic, and even this looks kind of different from this. Is the same thing technically, but even the splash art, at least currently, looks a little bit better and cleaner than this. The top hat is kind of cartoony, even if the top hat's cool. Like the top hat might stay. They might consider keeping the top hat in the new look, probably because maybe it's a part of her identity. But it could look like a better top hat, basically. But let's see if I can find basically the old bio they used to have for Caitlyn. Might be an archive. Caitlyn was the first champion released in 2011. Well, we're in 2021, almost 2022, like as an example. I'm mainly using Caitlyn as an example. This isn't like a guarantee that Caitlyn is going to be one of the first champions or that first champion they're talking about. But it's just one of those things where it's like, well, she's definitely one of the oldest champions in the game versus how much they've updated her look and various things. I just wouldn't be surprised if she was one of the first champions. I can't find the piece and I don't want to make this like too long of a video. So in short, like when they released her, the idea, like every champion has like an idea. She was supposed to be basically like Sniper Batman, because she's a detective and she's a sniper. That's kind of what they went for. But even the look, like we don't really look at Caitlyn per se and see, Sniper Batman. You see Sniper because you see the sniper rifle, but you don't necessarily, maybe this doesn't scream detective to a lot of people. And that's one of the things maybe they want to kind of do, when that's why they're kind of doing the changes that they're doing, not just to probably her, but like to a lot of champions, right? Like when you look at even this, the updated stuff, you definitely still get the sniper. See how the top hat looks like a little bit cooler in this one? I'm just going to say that. But anyways, like this is just an example of what they possibly might be doing. Is they're not changing the gameplay. They're not necessarily changing maybe even the voice. They might bring the voice actress back. And the newer skins like Pulsefire and stuff are already up to date. But they're going to be taking like especially the in-game model, because like I said, this might be okay. But in-game model-wise, it like looks. You saw how it looks. It doesn't necessarily look okay in current modernized standards and stuff like this. Like this could probably be updated to look a lot better. Some people have even called this like it's basically like a cheerleader stripper outfit kind of a thing, and she's supposed to be a detective. Like, not just a detective, but like the detective of Piltover, right? Like, that's, you know, it doesn't really line up, basically. And there's a lot of champions that we could talk about that are probably in that boat. But with Arcane coming out, as part of why I mentioned Caitlyn, is because, like, you know, Caitlyn's a bit of an older champion, Vi's a bit of an older champion, even though her model might still actually hold up pretty well in terms of its visual looks, but like the actual like models themselves and how long ago they were made might be what's getting, you know, updated and stuff like that. So even Jinx, you know, Jinx channel, here we go. If you look at Jinx's Wild Rift model versus her League of Legends PC model, there's definitely a difference there. And what they might do is they might just update it to look more like the Wild Rift model, because maybe Jinx isn't going to get a lot of changes per se. But that's my point. They're basically saying, hey, we kind of just want to take these older models and make them newer, which is fine. And we're going to see what exactly that looks like, but that's going to be interesting to see in this video. Wouldn't that be funny if Caitlyn was the first one? Because she's technically like one of the enemies of Jinx, like the enemy. You could say Vi is too, but Vi is kind of like more of a rival. Caitlyn's like, you know, top hat lady, British sniper person. And yeah, if she got it before Jinx got it, I don't know. I feel like that's just funny on the whole Jinx-Caitlyn rivalry. Caitlyn mains don't really give us a lot of trouble over here, though. So shoutouts to them for not being difficult people. But anyways, that's going to be it for this video. What do you think about ASUs? What ASUs are you excited for? Which ones do you hope for? I'm just kind of curious to see what they do, because these aren't full VGUs after all. So not reworking a champion and making a champion so different we don't know them anymore or anything like that. They're just kind of like Ezreal, kind of maybe just updating the model a little bit. And we'll see how that goes. So thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell notification, the actual subscribe button. But I don't know which video will be next, because life's gonna have a lot of kinks. So until this time, take care. ggGetJinxed. Thank you for watching, and enjoy pizza responsibly. I don't have a problem. I can quit anytime. Anytime I want to quit. I can quit whenever I want. I can just stop right now.